All right, going to talk about Arkansas quarterback Taylen Green and look at 3 reasons why Green could break out this upcoming season in 2025. And yes, I know consistency is the biggest factor for Green to have success, but he demonstrated these 3 traits that we're going to talk about throughout the season last year. And if he can put them all together and do it consistently, he could break out and be one of the better quarterbacks in the SEC in 2025. Again, Arkansas fans, I know you're screaming at me consistency. I talk to a lot of y'all, and y'all always talk about Green and his consistent factor. I agree he has to be consistent, but these 3 factors, I think, demonstrate the potential that he has. So key number 1, a reason to break out, it's his passing ability. He's an underrated passer, and if he can, hit on these easier throws, these throws that he missed last year in some high leverage situations, he could definitely have a potential and definitely have a pathway to break out. He was 4th in the SEC when balls were thrown 20 yards or more in the air. His completion percentage on those throws was noticeably higher than the national average. He had 26 completions where the ball was thrown 20 yards or more downfield. The Tennessee game, we're going to look at a few clips of film here in a few minutes. That Tennessee game had several NFL throws, and guys a lot smarter than me are talking about how he has NFL potential to maybe even be a higher round pick if he is able to put some of these things together. So key number 1, it is his passing ability. And he does need to improve consistency. He can't miss these easier throws, or he can't be lackadaisical with the football. I get it, but the potential is there because his passing ability and truly his deep ball ability to push the ball downfield can open up the underneath stuff. Now he just has to hit on the underneath stuff. Key number 2, expanding the playbook a bit more. He's more comfortable, or, hopefully he'll be more comfortable. And if he is more comfortable in this offense, he can definitely break out. I think utilizing play action a bit more for Green, I think could be key for him breaking out. Last year in play action, only 20% of his dropbacks, 20.5 to be exact, of his dropbacks are off of play action, so 79.5% did not utilize play action. Off of play action, his yards per attempt was 7.8, so slightly higher than 7.7, not using play action, but his touchdowns were 6, his interceptions were 1, utilizing play action. When he didn't use play action, so just a straight drop back pass, 7 touchdowns to 8 interceptions. So that tells me now he only, he had more attempts without using play action, but tells me he's probably a bit more comfortable with play action. He gets defenses out of position. So I think expanding on the playbook, utilizing play action a bit more, could help Green settle down, could help Green make easier throws, could help Green limit the turnovers. And if you do all that, if Green can just limit turnovers and doesn't even take a step forward in his explosive ability to push the ball downfield, Arkansas could be in a pretty good situation. And key number 3, his athleticism. This goes without saying, he's one of the best athletes in all of college football. SEC has several highly talented athletes that play quarterback too. Some of the best quarterbacks in college football, all these really good athletes in the SEC. He was 4th in the SEC in rushing yards for a quarterback, not including sacks, 823 yards. 32 rushes were over 10 yards or more. That was tied for number 1 in the SEC as it related to quarterbacks. And 414 of those 823 yards were off of scramble. So when the play breaks down, being able to improvise and go off script, not just running the ball. I know I just read off rushing yards, but like the touchdown against A&M at the beginning of the game this past year, scrambled, rolled to his left, I believe. We're going to watch that clip here in a second, and was able to throw a touchdown because of his athleticism. So there's definitely a pathway where Green can break out. I think his passing ability, if improved and is a bit more consistent, the passing ability is there if it can be put together. Expanding on the playbook, utilizing more of the offensive schemes and passes that are maybe more comfortable to him. Now, just based off these stats, you would think play action, but I'm not there, so maybe I'm completely wrong, and maybe they know something way more than I do. That's probably the case, but I would utilize some more play action, try to make it a bit easier, try to get some guys open and get defenses out of position. And key number 3, his athleticism, which no one would argue here, one of the best athletes in the country. I think, I don't know what the rating was for the video game that comes out. I'm not a big gamer, but I think he was the number 1 quarterback, or tied for 1 or 2 for speed they put. So whatever that means, I guess. So with that said, let's go ahead and look at maybe 4 or 5 clips of Green. It's broadcast footage. I have to slow it down. I do apologize, but I think it does a good enough job at least giving us an example of these kind of traits that we talked about and reasons why he could break out. Again, it's just a pathway to break out. We're not predicting he's going to break out. We're not that smart. I don't know what's going to happen, but there's definitely a pathway for Green to break out. If he breaks out, then that's obviously good for Arkansas. So let's go ahead and check out these clips. We're going to watch maybe 4 or 5 clips. And Arkansas fans, if you've watched the channel before, you know we have to use broadcast footage. If this is your first time and the slow motion is going to bother you, I'm sorry, maybe minimize it or just turn it off because this is all we have to work with. But hopefully it does a good enough job showcasing Taylen Green's ability here. So number one, his passing ability. Clips like this, throws like this. These are Sunday type throws that we saw in Tennessee. Now, can he do this consistently? Can he keep doing this? And can it lead to the underneath type step up? Throws like this, is why people are excited for Taylen Green. Great throw here. Why guys who maybe only watch the Tennessee game or the bigger games are really high on him, but maybe they missed some of the smaller games. Maybe they missed the second half against Oklahoma State. Here's another great throw, right? So if he can continue to make throws like this and clean up the underneath ability, or clean up the underneath throws, the easier throws, if you will, I think it's a path for a breakout. But the fact he can make these type of throws, there's always going to be potential there. There's always potential for a breakout for Taylen Green. Those two throws we just watched versus Tennessee are NFL-style throws like we talked about. Key number two, expanding on the offense a bit more, feeling more comfortable in year two. I've talked to some Arkansas people who are closer to the program than I am, of course, and they've talked about how Petrino's offense, quarterbacks tend to play better in year two, which makes sense, probably the case for most quarterbacks and offensive coordinators. But hopefully that's the case for Green as well. He can get more comfortable, and we talked about at the beginning of the video, utilizing play action. He had 6 passing touchdowns, only 1 pick off of play action. All other interceptions, he had 9 total. 8 of his picks came off of a straight drop back. So this tells me he's probably a bit more comfortable off of play action. Now maybe they couldn't run it for whatever reason. Maybe it takes longer to develop when the offensive line just wasn't able to protect. I don't know. Again, not in the meeting rooms, not very smart compared to those guys calling the plays. But getting him more comfortable, it seems like it should be key, and especially he had success off of play action. So if you can utilize play action, if you can get more comfortable in the playbook, and maybe his dropbacks go from 20% utilizing play action to 30-35. It doesn't have to change completely, right? It's a nice throw there as well. So key number 2, utilizing play action and just expanding on the playbook, being more comfortable is a reason that he could break out. And then key number 3, something that every SEC fan, college football fan, and especially Arkansas fan knows, his athleticism. It's going to be hard to find a better, a more athletic quarterback than Green. You can argue, Marcel Reed or Lenore Sellers, but all 3 of those guys, athletically, like, they're all top tier guys. And it leads to throws and plays like this. The ability to escape the pressure, the ability to get out of the pocket when there is a for sure sack, like Taylen Green has, and it leads to a touchdown here against Texas A&M. So these are the 3 reasons why he can break out. The deep ball ability, his passing ability in general, and then the ability to hopefully get more comfortable in the offense and expand, and then the videos, the clips we're watching here, the stuff that is hard to teach, his athleticism, going off script. Now, if he can take care of the ball, if he can continue to do these things, like, these are the reasons why he can break out. Obviously, the improvement areas, taking care of the ball, being more consistent, that has to happen for Arkansas to have a season that fans want to have, but the ability is there. Right, so Arkansas fans, I do want to hear from you. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about Green? What are the, I didn't really hit on the improvement areas. I just talked about his strengths of reasons why he could break out. What do you think about the strengths? What did I miss? Let me know your thoughts, in the comments below. And as always, we put out so much SEC quarterback content, especially with the season coming up. We'll be having live shows. We'll be having some gambling stuff, depending if you want to follow us on that as well. We have this model that hopefully helps us pick games that we're right more than we're wrong. We'll be having quarterback breakdowns, recaps, preview videos, all that stuff over SEC quarterbacks this season. So please, if you like this content, subscribe, share, all that YouTube stuff. It helps us grow. We'll see you next time. Peace.